Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today my group Ngamsoi will present about nitrogen cycle. Did you know what is nitrogen cycle? Nitrogen cycle is actually a repeating cycle of processes during which nitrogen will move through both living and non-living things such as atmosphere, soil, water, plants, animals and also bacteria. In order to move through the different parts of the cycle, nitrogen needs to change form, such as atmosphere. Nitrogen exists as a gas, N2, while soil, it exists as nitrogen oxide, NO, and nitrogen dioxide, NO2. Other than that, it's also used as a fertilizer that can be found in other forms such as ammonia, NH3, and also ammonium nitrate, NH4NO3. We should know that nitrogen is actually crucial for life. Here is the importance of nitrogen. One of the importance of nitrogen is actually it helps to manufacture the chlorophyll from the nitrogen compound. It also helps with the stable optimum growth of the plant, and also nitrogen is actually an integral component of the cell and is form many crucial compounds and important for biomolecules. And lastly, nitrates and nitrates are released into the soil, which help in enriching the soil with the necessary nutrient that required by the cultivation.
So the next part is nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation is a process that causes free nitrogen to combine chemically with other elements to form a more reactive nitrogen compound such as ammonia, nitrite, or nitrate. So we can see on the screen, nitrogen gas will be converted into the ammonia, whether it is in ionized form or deionized form, and then convert into nitrite, then into nitrates, and then back to the nitrogen gas. In this case, we are talking about bacteria roles in nitrogen fixation. There are three types of bacteria involved, which are nitrogen fixing bacteria, nitrifying bacteria, and denitrification bacteria. First of all, nitrogen fixing bacteria. For example, we have Azotobacter species, Bacillus species, and Chondristium species. This kind of bacteria will convert atmospheric nitrogen gas into ammonia, and this will allow organisms to further assimilate on the nitrogen. From the screen, we can see that there's an equation of the conversion of nitrogen gas into ammonia. Secondly, nitrifying bacteria. This kind of bacteria will convert ammonia into nitrite and then into nitrate. For example, Nitrosomonas species will convert ammonia into nitrite, and then Nitrobacter species will convert nitrite into nitrate. And this will allow the nitrogen uptake by plants and purify the toxicity of ammonia and nitrite to the aquatic life. So the first equation will be the conversion of ammonia into nitrite, and the second will be the conversion of nitrite into nitrate. And then the last equation will be denitrification bacteria. So, for example, we have Bacillus species and Pseudomonas species. This kind of bacteria will convert the excessive nitrite to atmospheric nitrogen gas. This is an anaerobic process to remove nitrate from the ground or water to the atmosphere, and this will prevent the algae bloom in the water. So we can see that there's an equation of nitrate converts into the atmospheric nitrogen gas.
Nitrification is the process which is ammonium turns to nitrate turns to nitrates. The first stage is conversion of ammonium to nitrate. The first step involves oxidation of ammonium to nitrate by specific bacteria called Nitrosomonas. This oxidation process is carried out by enzymes within Nitrosomonas bacteria, particularly the enzyme ammonia monooxygenase. The next stage is the conversion of nitrate to nitrate. This next stage of nitrification involves the oxidation of nitrate to nitrate by another group of nitrifying bacteria, which is Nitrobacter. There are a few factors and conditions that influence the nitrification process. The firstly is temperature, which is between 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. Secondly is pH, which is around neutral to slightly alkaline, which is 7 to 8. And it also requires oxygen as it is an aerobic process.
Nitrogen assimilation is a process where inorganic nitrogen compounds are used to form organic nitrogen compounds. After nitrifying, plants will take in the nitrogen compounds with the help of their roots in the form of nitrates and ammonium ions. Reduction of nitrate takes place to be reduced into ammonia, then converted into amino acid. Firstly, nitrate is reduced to nitrite in the cytoplasm by nitrite reductase, and then nitrite is reduced into ammonia by nitrite reductase in the chloroplast. This ammonia gets incorporated into glutamate to form glutamine, which is a form of amino acid. By transamination, other amino acids are formed like the asparagine. On the other side, plant cannot accumulate ammonium ion because it is fairly toxic, thus it needs to undergo various mechanisms in order to synthesize amino acid. The two main pathways are reductive amination and transamination. Nitrogen is important for plants because it is a major component of chlorophyll for photosynthesis process. It is also an essential nutrient for the production of amino acid and protein for the growth and productivity.
Next is process of ammonification. This is a process where it converts organic nitrogen, which is the way nitrogen is contained in compound in living organism, into inorganic ammonia NH3 or ammonium ion NH4+. This ammonification process contains only two steps, which is number one, enzymatic breakdown of organic matter, and number two is conversion of nitrogen-containing compound to ammonia. Both of these steps is done by decomposer, which is bacteria and fungi. Importance of ammonification. There are three of them. Number one is soil fertility. Ammonia is a vital nitrogen source for plants' growth, which lead to the second importance, which is plant development. Ammonification promotes healthy development and functioning of plant. And the third one is nutrients in ecosystem. Ammonification will ensure the continuous availability of nutrient, which is ammonia and ammonium ion for plants. Last but not least is environmental impact. We must utilize ammonia correctly because inefficient ammonia utilization may lead to nutrient runoff, which is in the left, and water pollution on the right.
Next, I will explain about the denitrification process. Denitrification is the process that converts nitrate to nitrogen gas, which removes bioavailable nitrogen and returning it to the atmosphere. It is a microbial process that converts nitrate and nitrite from the soil or water into nitrogen gas or to nitrous oxide. Denitrification occurs when soil bacteria use nitrate for their respiration in the place of oxygen in the air. This process occurs most rapidly in warm, wet soils with an abundance of nitrate under anaerobic conditions. Denitrification process. While nitrification converts ammonia to nitrite using denitrifying bacteria, denitrification process converts nitrite to nitrate, to nitric oxide, to nitrous oxide, and to nitrogen using denitrifying bacteria. Denitrifying bacteria is microorganism that is responsible for the conversion of nitrates in soil to free atmospheric nitrogen. For example, Thiobacillus denitrificans and Micrococcus denitrificans. Denitrification is essential for nitrogen balance in ecosystems to prevent the accumulation of excess nitrogen compounds in soil and water, which can be detrimental to the environment. Excessive nitrate levels in water bodies can lead to problems such as eutrophication and water quality degradation.
I will continue with human impact on nitrogen cycle. First, we will talk about the human activities that impact the nitrogen cycle. Firstly, usage of nitrogen fertilizer. Nitrogen fertilizer known as the largest human contribution of new nitrogen to the nitrogen cycle. Besides, fossil fuel burning. The burning of fossil fuels such as coal and oil release previously fixed nitrogen from long-term storage in geological formations back to the atmosphere in the form of nitrogen-based trace gases such as nitric oxide. Next, the environmental consequences of nitrogen pollution are first, there will be nutrient imbalance in trees. With increased nitrogen availability, there is often a change in carbon storage, thus impacting more process than just the nitrogen cycle. Besides, increase in harmful algal bloom. This is common as the consequences of nitrogen increasing. Toxic blooms of certain types of dinoflagellates have been associated with high fish and shellfish mortality in some areas. And lastly, I will talk about ways to mitigate human impact on the nitrogen cycle. First, we should improve fertilizer management by optimizing timing, rates, and method of application. This prevents nitrogen from being lost to the environment. Last but not least, afforestation and wetland restoration.
To conclude this presentation, we should know that nitrogen is actually abundant in our atmosphere, but it is unusable to plant or animal unless it is converted into nitrogen compound. Other than that, this set of processes that we have learned before